Welcome back to Skin Deep. Today we're hanging out with Amanda Hargett. I was really interested in Amanda's work because it's so cute and fun and innocent, and those words haven't always been associated with tattoos. I think Amanda is someone who has opened a doorway for many people to get a tattoo that never would have stepped foot in a tattoo shop otherwise. Her work also just has such genuine, unique character to it that I bet a lot of people will have a new idea for a tattoo they want after watching this episode. So as always, this episode is split into 3 parts and each one is chapter marked below in the timeline. First, Amanda will take us around the newly renovated Momentum Tattoo Studio. Second, Amanda will tell us the story of how she pivoted to being a tattoo artist at 30 years old. Third, we go deeper into conversation about how the expansion of tattoo styles has brought a lot of new people into the industry. And at the end, I'll meet you right back here for some final thoughts. So enjoy. This is Skin Deep, and this is Amanda Hargett. Today we head back out to Tampa. The shop that Amanda works at was sadly hit pretty hard by the hurricanes in Florida last year, but the whole team came together with owner Billy Toller to fix it back up beautifully. Hi.
Hi.
It's good to see the redo of everything in here. You guys had to like cut the wall off and then...
Yeah, we had to take up 2 feet, get all the water damage out, redo the floors.
You guys just figured out how to do all of it on your own?
Yeah, my shop owner did a lot of YouTube tutorials.
This is super nice.
Thank you, thank you. A lot of art that my boss has collected over the years. It's a huge collection. It's pretty huge to take down and put back up.
Right. Did all this survive?
Oh yeah, all the art survived, luckily. Just the furniture did not. The important stuff survived.
Right, the
artwork.
The stuff you can't just buy a new one of. Who did the what's his name? Exotic Joe Exotic.
Yeah, my shop owner Billy did that during the pandemic when we were all binging that documentary.
It's legendary.
This is our main room. We've got 4 artists in here currently, but then we have spots for guests. This is where my mentor Josh Presley works. A lot of video game playing during tattoos, which is...
That is, yeah, you don't see that often, so you can play while you're getting tattooed.
Yeah. He's very, very big into that. Let people do that.
Yeah, that is genius.
Smart, yeah.
I'm actually shocked that's not more common now that I...
Yeah, it takes your brain off of, the pain and...
Right, because sometimes when you're watching a movie, your brain is confused on trying to concentrate on what you're watching versus... But like if you're playing a video game...
Yes, engaging. And
yeah.
He does a lot of fantasy-based, like Magic the Gathering, video game art, like stuff like that for his tattoos. So
that's cool.
I think it fits his clientele a lot.
Yeah. We always have to do also a bathroom check.
Oh,
the bathroom space is very important in the tattoo studio. It's very nice. Very clean. Smells good. Nice mirror. 5-star bathroom. It's bathroom approved.
This here's my room.
Very cute.
Yeah. Try and make it immersive.
Yeah.
The style.
I love the color palette. Is this your work up here? Mixed.
Actually, none of these are mine. A lot of these are pieces that I bought while we were on lockdown.
That's cool. And this is a full-on dentist chair.
Yeah, very fancy.
It is.
I probably don't know all the things it does yet, but...
Looks like it would have a massage feature.
Yeah.
Did you make this, by the way?
Yeah, my spouse actually built it and then I painted it. So using it for get what you get tattoos.
Are these the images? Or are these the flash images?
I was going for like a retro Vegas type of feel. I'm actually working on the puck right now to look like a poker chip, so people drop it in.
Well, cool. Awesome. Yeah, thanks so much for showing us around.
Thank you.
Well, I'm excited to see what you do today.
Thank you so much. I had no exposure to tattoos. I grew up very conservative and religious. My dad was a pastor, so I didn't know anyone who had tattoos. I started in my 30s, which is really unusual for tattoo artists. I was a fine art major for a long time because I did it without loans. And then I was a freelance illustrator for 4 years before I apprenticed. I was a really big cartoon nerd as a kid, and I loved animation, a lot of the older cartoons, and I was born years too late, I think, for the type of animation that I was interested in. So that's honestly what kind of opened tattooing up for me, was I saw a few artists that I had admired for their illustration getting into tattooing, and I realized that there could be a crossover. It wasn't just like if you're in this world and you started in this world, that's who's in it. Like I don't know, like you could come into it with something a little new and with artwork that was informed outside of the world of tattooing. When I started tattooing, it felt like the things I liked about illustration and making one project at a time for one person at a time. It just felt right. I didn't really think about that when I went into it, but I'm glad it worked out that way.
It's really fun looking through Amanda's work because I feel like every single character that she draws, I can imagine an entire backstory for them.
I started trying a little bit of everything in my apprenticeship. My fine art background is in realism, but I was really nerdy about kind of mid-century illustration and mid-century cartoons. So I looked around for that in tattooing and I found a little bit of it, but not enough to where I didn't feel like I could make something new. I wasn't given as rigid of a apprenticeship as a lot of people have. My shop owner and my mentor were both more focused on the idea of making good art and just making sure it will translate to skin properly. So I think having that freedom and that like empowerment really helped me grow instead of keeping me on like a certain track that I was supposed to be on.
This is what's so cool about the art of tattooing is they've been around since the dawn of time. They've literally discovered cavemen with tattoos. And yet, every day, there's new styles being explored and perfected.
I'm glad to see so many illustrators getting into tattooing and kind of branching out the styles a little bit. I mean, obviously there's nothing wrong with like big, tough tattoos, but I think there's a lot of people out there that don't want that and they want something a little more optimistic or a little more reflective of their own personalities. Not that everyone has to get a tattoo or piercings or anything like that, but you can see like in history, like people being drawn to that form of art over and over. There isn't a culture in the world that didn't have some form of body modification and self-expression. So I think it was inevitable that it would have like more of a mainstream resurgence at some point. Like I do think an element of gatekeeping is important just for people's safety, but in terms of like it being one demographic that holds the power and the key to entering tattooing, seeing that kind of loosen up has been really cool. I see a lot of people become artists that might not have before and they have a lot to offer, so it's kind of cool to see like a whole new set of people that was more hesitant to get tattooed before be really enthusiastic about collecting pieces now.
Yeah, I just love Amanda. The joyful and playful vibe that her tattoos have are just exactly who she is as a person. And her illustrative ability and technical precision allow her to carry out these concepts in a way that really feels effortless. I'm of the opinion that the more humans that have tattoos out there, the better. Because tattooing is such a personal, expressive art form. The more avenues that open up that allow people to connect with this art that never would have before, I feel like that's a good scenario for everybody. So that's it for this week. You can give Amanda a follow on Instagram at @thepeachmoon. And if you enjoyed this, make sure you subscribe to the channel here, and you can also follow us on Instagram at SkinDeepShow. And as always, if you'd like to see your favorite tattoo artist on the show, drop their name in the comments below. And that's it for this week. If you've made it this deep into the episode, thanks for hanging out with us, and we will be back next week with episode 5. See you then.